though. They're going to play on a map, so let's see which one it will be. So, what are our two grayed out maps in this situation? It'll be Clubhouse and Consulate, obviously two maps that were played by these two teams last week in our previous playday. Oregon Villa, border banned out. Leaves us with Bank, and we're going to play on Coastline. Unsurprising.
Wow.
But weird that you would take Empire on Coastline.
Hey, maybe, you know, they saw 22 rounds against G2, the SI main stage. Maybe they've done their homework and just watched that single map over and over again and decided that, hey, maybe we found some flaw here.
Good luck.
Looking back on that game, I don't really see a lot of flaws other than just repetition from both teams. Let's take a look at the community vote, though, between Empire and Secret. And
what do you... Oh, yeah. I completely agree with this.
Yeah, pretty lopsided. Pretty easy to understand why it's lopsided. 73% in the favor of Team Empire. 7% for a draw. You know what? I give you 7% out there credit. You're hopeful. You won't even swing all the way to a secret win. Maybe you meet in the middle. 7% and you set a draw.
I mean,
I like it.
When you look at it, statistically speaking, there's a bigger chance of one team or the other winning than having a draw.
Yeah.
Right? But then if you look at NIP Immortals, you're like, oh, maybe there was more of a chance of somebody throwing a few rounds and then ending up in a tie, which, incidentally, that's what happened. But there you go. That is not surprising at all that Nomad is banned. We talked about her effect, and over the past week, I think she has had a decent effect. So, there you go. That's the operator that we have on board. Who's going to be our second one? That's Empire banning. Who would they remove on here on the attack? Maybe a shield? Oh, okay, glass. There we go. They're not gonna scurry off from. I think when it comes to EU teams, one team has to give up the glass on Coastline. Defense, either Echo or Maestro, then Mira. Right there you go, Mira. EU banning Mira. Name a more iconic duo than Maestro at the end. Even though Leon plays a very good Maestro, so expect Echo. Yeah. Makes a lot of sense.
Big shock. Not really creative bans coming out, but hey, they're the standard ones for a reason. Nomad as well. Nomad for me on Coastline. Yeah. I feel like it's going to lock down a lot of the only rotations that you have. Like there's other
literally
maps.
Two stairs.
Yeah, there's other maps where you have more creative possibilities for rotations. Mm-hmm. If you're a defender trying to go upstairs on Coastline, you're kind of boned. So I don't really blame them for taking the Nomad out of the equation. We're going to start off with a kitchen serves defense. That's tough without an Echo and Mira, but it's doable. They're bringing the mute and the smoke, so that combo we touched on before during the bans, and then a 6-pick from a Jaeger to a Pulse. That's kind of dangerous, sacrificing the ADSs in kitchen, where you have very common anchor spots, but
because they're running the Vigil and the mute at the same time, they can use those together on the top floor, right? They'll have the support of the Pulse downstairs to give them information of where their opponents are moving, be relatively secure. However, the problem with this setup, and it's not really a problem with it, it's just what you're giving up when you run this sort of play, is that once you lose the top floor and you lost a couple players through it, your on-site defense, their anchors, are going to be very weak and very exposed. They can still respond, obviously. Quoting Devin again, holes work both ways. But it's not a great position for you to be in, at least statistically speaking.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is Shepard playing Dokkaebi? I only bring this up because Empire have a remarkable tendency to play the same 5 or 6 operators for an entire match on each side.
There's no Ashe.
That's also a weird one.
Yes.
This is, honestly, it's interesting to see Empire. I mean, yes, is Dokkaebi the most complicated operator to play? No, you hold mouse 4 on your keyboard or your middle mouse for 3 seconds and everyone's phone rings. Mm-hmm. Seems like a bit of a branching out here. And the first kill's going to go to Shockwave, though, with the SMG-11. That's your smoke gone. Leon very, very early on will be taken out for Team Secret. That is not what you want. And now through the floor, Joystick using the electronic detector to spot Ilems, who will be dropped below half HP already. Cardiac sensor in hand, revealing his position through the floorboards, and another one will fall. Fonkers trying to get aggressive on a Karzeka on the aquarium balcony. It will bear no fruit, no avail. And now a 3v5 to work out of suddenly for Team Secret. We eclipse the first minute point in the round, and and they're already at a huge disadvantage.
And it's literally what I was talking about before. It's like, well, when you end up losing 2 players without really much to be, like, there's not much that you can do. Your utility's already mostly expended, your big shot operators are already away, and Alems has to use his own C4 with no way of actually knowing what's near him. So the work's already been done. Oh, no, the feed is spotted, and oh, so much damage done to the Sledge's Shockwave, but he's gonna fall back at the last second. 1v1 fight here between Joystick. Oh, locks onto Meepy, but Stizzy's still here. He'll find 1 shot in the second to clean up Joystick, but the call has already come through. They know exactly where Stizzy is. He can go back to his jammers, and that means that the calls will automatically hang up. But look at the amount of time, Flynn. That is so much to work with.
You lose 2 members inside the first minute. It's a dangerous proposition for Secret. Good extension there from Stizzy. Try and bring 1 back in his favor. They eliminate one of the most potent fraggers in the entire world of Joystick, but you lose another member in the process in losing Meepy. Outside of the surface entrance door is Shepard with that CZ-75 in hand, looking to spray down. Oh, and there goes Shockwave, down now by Stizzy, but Alems and Shepard will trade. Down to a 1v3 now, and chewed up by Scyther again through that bathroom doorway. It's an easy lockout there for Empire as they had that incredible start to the round.
Oh, nice shot here. Obviously, it's because you know there's only 1 spot to rotate through. That's why I mentioned this so many times. When you're playing Kitchen, I like having half the wall to be reinforced. The one that's basically closer to the end of the kitchen, the inside of it, allows you a bit more flexibility when you rotate in and away instead of having so many soft walls. But in this case, Secret couldn't even do that because they were putting so many reinforcements up on the top floor, right? So you have to prioritize where you play those reinforcements, and unfortunately, the first 2 players being removed at the end, you're like, there's not much that we can do at that point. And as we said in the pre-round, it kind of just transpired exactly like we saw it. We'll see the call operator being brought to the table here, and we'll see what sort of play they're going to have with him, because they only have those 2 Electro Claws. So with the Hibana, because you said it before, Empire kind of run the same operators most of the time, and this is pretty significant in this situation. I wonder where they're going to actually use the Electro Claws, because there's, you know, outside of maybe the VIP wall and then the aquarium, like aqua wall, maybe here in the bar. I'm not sure.
There's not really a lot that you want to defend that you couldn't do with a bandit or a mute. I mean, you already have Leon bringing the mute, so unless they just exclusively want to utilize the mutes for drones and denial of info, and then yeah, it looks like Meepy's going to be trying to Kaid the VIP walls?
Kaid it? Yit! Kaid! Okay.
I hate you. He's also rocking a holographic sight on the TCS G12.
A bit of an update, by the way. I said that the Prem finals are in Leicester. They're in Manchester, actually. I don't know my...
Your mentions exploded, didn't they? Yes. Oh boy, another one as Joystick starting off the round with that electronic sensor in hand. This has done him a lot of good so far. He took half the health off of Alems last time, and this time he'll remove the life of Fonkers before the 30 seconds passes in the round. So once again, Team Empire off to a hot start, and they'll draw out a second one. Alems stuck inside the security office downstairs and trying to rotate out through the main lobby. We'll also have some issues as Shepard is downstairs outside of the Lamborghini doorway, awaiting his arrival. No contestation just yet from Alems. He backed off to safety, it appears, but the drones will come out from Empire as they want to go for a far side clear over on the top floor. Leon, though, stretching out, will take down Karzeka, the SMG-11 this time on the mute. Instead of the smoke, he doesn't throw his life away inside the first 40 seconds like his teammate Fonkers has.
Oh, that's such a close angle for Shockwave to try and use. He might just bounce a grenade over, and no! The instant he doesn't meep, he finds the foot, and he shuts him down very quickly. Nicely done there with the TCSG-12. Joystick has to come in from below, something that he always does, usually with an Ash, which allows him the flexibility of taking away the players that are playing right above him. You can literally time Joystick every single time he plays a map like Consulate or Coastline in everything that he does. And he is literally a machine, as you say. It's every single time at the same exact point of the timer. However, here, Empire kind of are a man down, and losing Shockwave in the position he was makes your flank so exposed.
Well, you could hear the phone calls ringing out, but now there's no incentive really to risk your life and going to the animation, turning them off. And Joystick was down below in the office, waiting for Leon to try and grab his phone. Now, errant shots will fly through, but it'll be Scyther collecting the kill onto Leon, that was positioned inside of Aquarium. Finally, an answered phone in behind the bar, and there go the smokes. Prepped to go in through the wall as well. Common tactic for smokes these days, and you still have Alems downstairs, this time inside a kitchen, so Joystick will go on the hunt, leaving a 2v2 upstairs. You have to be worried about that nitro cell down below that Alems carries in his back pocket, but he's more worried about survival at this point, coming to blows with Joystick, and the pre-fire will win it out just as he tries to scurry off to safety. It's down to a 2v3, but you have the plant denial and Stizzy holding out with those toxic babes. Shepard's going to have to go for a wide peek here and evade the toxic babes in behind the shroud of smoke. Now a run out read beautifully by Scyther. Now it's Stizzy alone in behind the bar, walking through the smoke though, but Shepard will chew him right up at the CZ, pulls off the plant and collects the kill. Empire narrowly escape at the round, but they do it in style.
Even though there was the smoke, he could hear him moving right through it. It was perfectly done to conceal the 3 positions, basically, that are available for the planter and the Dokkaebi. The instant the plant was done, runs back to a great spot, and then uses that half wall that wasn't opened correctly, I want to say, by Secret, to just nab the final kill. The smoke had not much in the way of doing things at the end of the round, or the mute in that situation, I guess. It's a great start for Secret at the beginning of the round.
Yeah.
But then you're very predictable.
Fonkers dying in 20 seconds, not a good start. And then they bounce back with 2 quick kills, so they get the man advantage. It was a very back and forth round. Early point, we're only 2 rounds in, so I don't want to get too critical right now, but Secret, they're losing a lot of bodies extremely early without anyone even close to try and trade it. Like, Fonkers is out on an island over an office for the roam there. You know, Alems came downstairs. He was over in the CCTV, but he couldn't realistically stretch over. Joystick had it locked down because he was too far away to get in range to stop Joystick entering the office. Just a case of timing and spacing there from Secret, where they're leaving their roamers out a little too far from their friends. They need some closer support if they're going to get into gunfights that early.
A couple of points as well. First of all, as I said, UK Prem Finals are in Manchester this weekend. But another thing is that I asked Leon, are you guys like all playing together in a team house or something, or in a studio somewhere preparing for tomorrow? He's like, no, there's only a couple of us that are playing from the studio. The others are playing at home, and then they're taking trains or whatever going to the event itself. So no, that is like that sort of advantage is not being used by Secret in this matchup. Just a heads up for people that are interested, because we see those questions come up here and there, and just to clear things out. But as you see again, it makes a lot of sense what Secret are doing. They put quite a bit of manpower and utility on the top floor. They don't want to leave their 2 bomb sites exposed too much. The breaching charge is going to be set. I love this sort of play, just having the extra soft destruction. Joystick lands it on the Meepy, and the Pulse that could have seen everything coming, blindsided by Joystick.
It's a rough spot, and again, you lose a body inside the first minute with no one there to trade. And looks like Stiz is going to attempt this here, but he takes a lot of damage in turn and really only deals 1 shot at the shoulder of Shockwave. The Buck will escape to safety on the Aquarium balcony, and Stizzy will have to scurry back towards the objective, as there's just a massing of Empire bodies upstairs as well. Stizzy is not backing down, though. He's going to continue to stand and fight. It looks like Shockwave is reading this, awaiting for the peek from Stizzy. Shockwave's objective here is to get into the billiards bar and rip up the floor, try and displace any of the anchors, and then move his way over to Hookah. And Stizzy is really his only contestant. Fonkers as well. There goes the Vigil again, just having no luck on the roam today. Fallen Joystick is having a wonderful start to the evening, to say the least.
Oh, Joystick again! Lem's getting taken down, a bit of damage done to the Russian machine as well. We're just gonna call him Bucky from now on. Leon trying to find it. No, man. Joystick again! He gets a 3rd one! What? How is he even allowed to do that? What is he made of?
Oh.
I think Panari was right.
He is the cyborg. Joystick is on one tonight, and it's an early 3-0 lead for Empire.
Look, I think we've already said this a lot, and we don't need to prove it again, but Panari, Mr. Otto Heikkinen, I know you're watching this. You were right all along. He is a cyborg. He is. This is Bucky. This is This is the Winter Soldier. And even though we're heading more and more into spring, he is springing into action.
Well, it's a 3-0 lead, like I said, for Empire. And again, the roaming from Secret on Coastline without really... It's not a lot of multi-dimensional pushing. It is just Empire taking their 1v1s, taking their gunfights, and winning them out outright.
I'm still very excited for Joystick versus Secret. So overall, having a lot of fun.
This is a repeat of Monday, laxing against Rise.
Yeah, but in this case, they end up winning.
Hey, credit where credit's due. Laxing had a beautiful game on Monday, and it looks like Joystick is looking to also maybe take that right. I don't know if he's going to make it all the way to 17 or 18 or whatever it was that Laxing ended up with, but this is a beautiful start. And for Secret, I think the objective at this point is to either fully commit to that roam game and just start partnering up and make sure you're in range to trade. Even Stizzy there, a little further out than he should have been, and just out of range to really have a profound effect at immediately trading out the loss of Meepy. So they'll try and run it back, and they've gone through the carousel of objectives. This time they'll return back to their prior original one, which was Kitchen and Service, which also didn't fare too well. But again, we've made it 30 seconds in, and no one's died yet.
Kudos. Kudos were where they deserved. And they spot the light. Usually that's all that Empire needs. So now you move in the back, and they know exactly where you are. Joystick's going to confirm that there's nobody playing the flank, and he'll spot the only other person that's playing the flank. And you look at this throughout this entire game, that's exactly what Secret have been doing this entire game.
Joystick doing a lot of work with that electronic sensor all game. First doing damage to his opposing enemy players, and this time he'll just kind of rip through some opponent's utility as well, and it looks like Shockwave's going to come to blows first. A Nitro Cell ripped out, but it will not connect, and there goes Leon again being downed, and maybe his kill being stolen there a little bit by Scyther, but it all adds up the same at the end. Leon will fall, and again, there's no one immediately contesting this, although there was presence from Secret over by the main stairs. Looks like whoever that was, an attempt to retreat. I think it was Meepy firing in now towards Oh my god, Joystick! Another one through the wall. Meepy will fall decapitated with ease. And it's another 5v3 for Empire. Secret having a real rough time just staying alive opposite the objective.
Another one bites the dust. Oh my god.
Okay.
Smile. Okay. Joystick finally is down, but not taken away just yet. He scurries away from the shotgun as well. The smoke isn't going to be enough. We're still pinging him, and there you go. I believe there was a camera that's just still placed in VIP, but Lems will finally get taken away. A 4 versus 2 with Fonkers and Stizzy, the last two alive. Two remote gas canisters left with 42 seconds on the clock. Shotgun obviously does a ton of damage at this point in time, and when you're so close to your opponents, but this is not gonna, like, Empire probably not gonna fall for this. They need to come in from the front door. Already setting up for it. Still a bit too far away from my liking, but all of those soft walls, oh, these are not gonna help. Stizzy shot through the wall. Karashika for the second one, and Fonkers will go down. Empire, absolute roll.
Well, just last week, we saw probably one of the craziest games on Coastline, in which it was a 5-1 lead that then turned into a 7-5 victory for Chaos.
Yeah, how did that even happen?
It was a good game to watch. If you guys haven't seen it, I do recommend going back and watching it. But I don't want to count Secret out just yet because we have seen the likes of the impossible just 7 days ago. However, it looks like Team Secret are not on the level of Empire right now, and I think the 1 seed versus the 8 seed in the standings could kind of tell you that story.
And when I look at it in a different way as well, it's very possible that Secret would be more comfortable on the attacking side. Though I don't want us to return to the same old fashion of if Leon isn't fragging out, and even if he is, it's still not enough to get the W, because right here, we have to be critical.
Yeah, I don't like...
You were like in the top 3 teams last season, and now you're breathing down the neck of auto relegation. What happened?
you are against the best team in the world right now as far as Pro League standings are concerned. I'm not going to get into tournament wins and all that crap, but best record, best points in the regular season of the Pro League currently are Team Empire. Fonkers as well as another one who's had a really just obviously rough game, and I don't like using just scoreboard results to try and dictate that story. You can also tell just by the amount of time he's been alive in the game is probably under 5 minutes.
I want to dig deeper a bit into something that Meepy did, the setup of his electro claws. Now that we actually can see how the setup is being done, the one that he used up in VIP, very difficult to deal with from the other side because you don't really have an angle on that. Again, it's AoE. And the other one that protects the player that's playing behind the bar is actually much better than you'd think. Upstairs, Marcio. Yes, there you go. Is because what are you going to do as a Hibana? Yeah, you can still shut down the rotations, but you're not going to kill Stizzy or whoever is going to play in that position because they're going to play closer to the bar. And you can't have an angle on that because you're still not even bringing a Thatcher. It's a great bit of play, and Leon, again, is going to find the early frag. He's a pretty quick one on a Shockwave, just by the Lamborghini doorway.
Joystick taking a lot of damage, and Fonkers will secure his first kill and honestly take down his nemesis, the man that's been hunting him for the last 4 rounds. And finally, we have another 5v3, but it's in the favor of Team Secret. Getting much more aggressive here. Leon downstairs towards the Lamborghini doorway, and then a run out onto the aquarium balcony for Fonkers sets Secret up in a good position to try and take their first round and salvage the first half. They could run this back to a 4-2, and we've seen plenty of 4-2 halves on Coastline where the attacking side is favored slightly, and turn that around into a draw. It's not out of the question entirely here, but it's the rest of the round that matters. There's still a lot of time for Empire to work with. It just feels like Empire now trying to readjust to their new living conditions of we don't have everyone alive and we don't have oppressive control of the map.
We can look at this from before. You know, they were able to bring it back in pretty much this exact same situation, only at the beginning of this matchup. So still not an impossibility, obviously, for the team. They still have a decent chunk of time to maneuver around. Their biggest loss, obviously, is not having technical operators. They have grenades that they can use in the bat. There's fortunately as well a Jaeger that's going to slow things down when it comes to pushes and such. Overall, everything's coming up Secret, and you really need to use whatever utility you still have left. And honestly, I really like the deployment position for the Electro Claws from Meepy. These are excellent positions to use them, and it reduces Empire's options and flexibility considerably.
Drone here from Scyther will spot out Leon downstairs inside of the Sunrise bar, and a press in here from Karzeka doesn't land any damage, but an aggressive peek from Stizzy will cost him his life. Still a man advantage slightly now. Oh, exposes Alem's head behind the benches inside, but downstairs Leon will take down Karzeka. An immediate trade from Scyther, but there's no time on the clock, and they all have to rush the objective. Meepy chews through one and will chew through the second. Scyther and Shepard both fall, and that's Secret pulling one back from the jaws of defeat. Currently a 4-1 deficit to work out of, and this next round here for Secret will be pivotal. It is the difference between a 5-1 at the half and a 4-2, and that may sound inconsequential, but the number of 5-1s that have been brought back, barring chaos last week on this very map, compared to the number of 4-2s that have been brought back, the chasm is quite wide between.
Exactly. And this is what you're looking for, Secret here. At this point, Empire are so far ahead, it's nigh impossible to drop them out of the running to go to Milan, right? If they win this, they're pretty much there. The big thing, though, is can Secret get anything out of this match? Because, you know, Na'Vi are not going to have an easy game today. They're playing this team, right? It's not an easy matchup at all. But if you're Secret, you're like, we can try to capitalize on this. But unfortunately, those two teams are playing against the top 2 teams in the region as well, currently in Pro League. Not a great spot to be in, but Secret, I have to say, they finally found their footing in the previous round. Maybe this will be the second one that they sorely need. As you said, there's been a lot more of these 4-2 comebacks than have been 5-1s. And you're just looking to align yourself with the numbers. You see Secret using up a lot of their reinforcements and utility up on the top floor. They want to make sure they hold on to that, and they don't want to give Empire a lot of hold and flexibility on these positions, But what do Empire do? They bring an extra bit of soft destruction, that Shockwave on the Ashe. And I assume Joystick is still bringing his breaching charges. One thing I want to verify, there we go. And I want to verify, is Karjeka also bringing breaching charges on the Zofia? Yes, he is. So much soft destruction. And it's not like on this map you need a buck. Well, on this site specifically, because you can play the rotation. Breaching charges, great to have. Shockwave brings to the G36C. Great gun to use as well. And you have an ACOG. It's pretty good. What is that?
That is a triple ADS setup from Fonkers in behind the...
I do not like this at all. There's so many ways to deal with that. And the easiest, just shoot him in the head, lol.
Fonkers will fall within the first minute at the hands of Joystick once again. We're returning to familiar ways here for Secret, and their objective now is to try and salvage this, and I'd recommend peeling back.
Oh!
EP, though, in his typical position inside the office where Joystick decapitated him the last time he played there. Karjeka, though, will immediately trade Leon. So, you're still at a man disadvantage if you're Secret, and Meepy's was trapped in the box here in office. Looks like he's escaped all the way back to site. So a missed assignment there from outside of the office door for Empire. Other than that, they come away with taking down the utility as well. Your best firepower on the defensive side in Fonkers is 416, and you've lost all 3 Toxic Babes, and you've expended a Nitro Cell. Stizzy and Alems, though, still have 2 in the back pocket.
And you have 0 ADSs.
All 3 upstairs behind that bar. Yep.
It's not great. Because now, you have to deal with smokes, you have to deal with stun grenades. They're all going to affect you. It's as if he never existed. That's also another quote for Red Alert, because I did that before, and it's the Chrono Legionary. There you go.
Okay.
You may continue.
Okay. Thank you. Looks like Meepy is actually playing inside of Blue Bar. He is crouched right in behind the bar, now standing and peeking over. Dangerous proposition, but no one playing the Blue Bar window, and you can see even Meepy is a little curious about why there's no one murdering him right now. He's going to peek up and take down Scyther. Downs him and finishes him off, and no immediate reaction here from Empire. They seem unfazed by this and just evading a shot coming out from that SMG-11 from Stizzy inside of Hookah with Shockwave. He turned and looked down towards the floorboard. So Meepy gets a free kill, honestly. No real response here from Empire. The time ticking away, but the first set of phone calls will come out. They're going to finally spot Stizzy at the top of the Cool Vibe stairs.
It's an angle that you should have an advantage in if you have the shotgun, which is exactly the case in here. He'll pre-fire and Shockwave, he somehow survives it. What? Meepy and Alems, the last 2 alive. And so much damage has already been done to the Pulse. Alems, no Nitro Cell on hand. Can he get an extra kill as well? No! It's Shepard to peek around and find the headshot of the CZ-75. The plant was already going to happen on the opposite end of the site. There you go. Empire at the half. Sit pretty with a 5-1.
So, again, the roaming from Secret gets picked apart. A good response there, but yeah, like you said, a lot of investment of utility in behind that bar, and then Fonkers just moving around exposes his head through that little tiny crack between the glass top of that aquarium bar, and all 3 ADSs stacked there. Stizzy doesn't branch out and try and get aggressive, which I think honestly was the smart play. They still maintain the map control and applied pressure towards Shockwave, but it all kind of boiled down to, do you have the man control, and can you win your gunfights when the pressure comes from Empire? Because Empire took a lot of time, honestly, and I'd say they wasted a little bit of time on their side execute. They had wall open. They knew where everyone was except for the Pulse laying in wait and behind the Blue Bar. Had about a minute to do it all, and they come down to the last 15 seconds before they really start aggressing into the objective, and it comes down to gunfights at that point, and that's another thing. I don't like saying an entire game between 2 teams comes down to gunfights, but there's been a lot of demonstrations so far where one gunfight goes the opposite way for Secret, and maybe it's an entirely different round.
Yeah, it hasn't really been just one player. I know we're highlighting Joystick, but it's pretty much everybody on Empire who's been having a good day, and Secret just cannot find a way to shut them down. In this case, we'll see Empire not play the card as we saw Secret doing just a bit before. There's a Twitch on the board, which is a rare sight to see in Europe and in any region outside of Latin America. NA has it every now and then. I think you can look at players like Canadian. You can look at players like Foxay as well that'll run the operator every now and then. But it's more of a rarity here in Europe.
Yeah, and she's honestly one of the biggest correlations with that would be the Mira ban all the time in EU.
Yeah.
Twitch is your #1 proponent for disabling Mira windows, and when she's never around, while the F2 is still an incredible weapon, one of the best in the game, there's other guns you can take with more useful utility.
Yeah, and that's the thing as well. There's some players in Latin America that are just so good at sneaking their Twitch drones. You know, highlight players like Astro, for example, just runs between everybody. And there are other drones used as bait to allow the drone inside to pop mirror windows or destroy utility. In this case, you also don't have to worry about that. But I wonder why Secret were running that. I'm actually fairly curious as to what specific type of utility they're looking to kind of watch out for. Is it going to be the pre-fire? Yes, damage done, joystick taken away. Fonkers, wonderfully played. I hope he kept his drone. Yes. All in all, great. But the Evil Eyes are around to pop all of these drones.
So the back and forth continues between Fonkers and Joystick as it was Joystick starting it off, but now Fonkers drawing blood in round number 7. The first attacking round for the first half of Team Secret, and they're attacking into hookah and billiards, and oh my, an Evil Eye almost sacrifices Fonkers, and he'll lose his Twitch drone in the end, but Shockwave had the Evil Eye exposed with the bulletproof casing on the outside opened up, and the Twitch drone was looking dead down the barrel, just couldn't pull the trigger accurately enough. So the other Evil Eye inside of hookah as well, up on the top of that bar, will bear down towards the aquarium door as well. It's a tough position here, and ADS is being burnt out. One Evil Eye will be destroyed from Leon with that lifeline, but the second one still remains in behind the pool table. This is a tough spot here, honestly, if you're Secret. And there goes another one, Meepy from down behind, but now Leon will jump in and removing Shepard. Scythe with immediate trade, and another one will fall on the side of Empire. Blind through the smoke is Karzeka trying to spray through. Scyther on 1 HP. It looks like Stizzy is downed. We're on 1. LM's trying to rush right through the rotate. He'll take down Scyther. 1v2, but Karzeka will win it out. He had the previous man down, and LM's will fall, trying to go through the doorway, and Karzeka with a great peek out the rotate hole. Just as he turns the corner, and Empire will put themselves on match point, guaranteeing themselves at least 1 point in this game, most likely 3 at this point.
The closest round we've had so far, really, but also I want to say, it might be a small thing, but that shield actually slowed down the Capitao more than you'd imagine. Being in the vaulting animation is not a great thing. At the end, it wasn't the animation that would have slowed them down. It's just there's a bandit battery there, and you're like, oh, well, I need to use more utility to deal with it, and I need to be faster. And just the fact that you have to think about it, that is also something to keep in mind. That's a couple seconds that you take away from your mind when you're focused on clutching around. And you're focused on a 1v1 and just figuring out the comms and where the last man is for your opponents. Small things, Robert. As always, the devil is in the details. And there, you know, even though Empire are not running the cloud as we saw Secret, and they're not using the Electroclaw on VIP, which is actually something I love. I really want to commend Meepy on that. I think it's a great idea. Unfortunately, Empire kind of just end up bypassing it a lot of times. But it's something that you can definitely use up in your matches or in other Pro League matches or whatever. Something to learn. I really want to try as best as possible to highlight these small things, because they oftentimes have a much bigger effect on a round than you end up giving them credit to have.
Interesting deployment there from Shockwave on the Evil Eye, just on the ground right beside where your default plant spot is.
You're not going to blow it up from there. You're not going to have time even at that point.
No, if you're not seeing it at that point, if you're not drawing it out and scouting it ahead of time, and it's a dangerous proposition to go to the blue bar window when it's a 5v5 or a 4v4, concerning the manpower, and all it takes is one person to go to that sunrise window facing the opposite side, looking directly at that blue window for you to be exposed. Leon did a good job, though, dismantling the Evil Eyes last time, so I imagine the intel coming through will be sufficient again on the side of Secret. Fonkers as well, the Twitch drone. Garnered a lot of intel. His Twitch drone was in sight for, I want to say, 30 seconds before anyone really noticed it, and it was the Evil Eye at the end for Shockwave that noticed it. So that Twitch drone, very sneaky, as he said. Not unlike maybe Astro for FaZe or other Twitch members, where it does come out seldomly. Looked like Stizzy wanted to push in through hookah, but seeing the contestation from Joystick and then support from the Cool Vibe stairs, thinks better of it. He's going to vault off the balcony and rotate elsewhere. Try and join the team. This is a blue bar and a sunrise bar take. a sight we only saw once before on the side of Secret on their defense, and they were looking pretty decent on the defensive setup the last time they defended it. And Joystick again, taking damage early. He's got his punch hole set up inside of Hookah.
There's 2 sets of them. Oh, man.
It's one of the most classic Joystick setups in the entire world for Coastline, or honestly any map. It's his signature play up here, and it works out a lot of the time. Just playing the mind games and spraying through. It's quite successful a lot of the time for him.
A lot of goo mines in the back pocket of Karajika. Hasn't been able to use them just yet. I wonder if that one dropped and actually deployed on the bottom floor. It's always the question, depending on how thing lands. Oh no, the pre-fire. Joystick is still alive, holding off very close to the reinforced wall, and he'll find the kill on Leon. What? Okay, Fonker's still moving in. The site is almost clear. He'll find 1 kill, and Lems will get another. Now Meepy's in. Stizzy will find a kill on Joystick. 2 versus the 4 left. Damage done to Meepy as he eats a bit of the smoke damage, but he's being covered by the side. Can he spray into him? Can he deny it? Yes, he can. Karajika will land it. But unfortunately, he'll find himself the last man alive for Team Empire, as the diffuser is going to get picked up and set in a different position. So many of those goo mines in the back pocket. Impact grenade being used to open up the side. It's more of a traditional position for you to be watching, but no one is pushing against Karajika, and they know that he has an advantage if they decide to come up closer to him. And Funkers just watching by the 1 rotation point he'd have. Damage taken. Funkers is still alive somehow. Karajika moving in, and Funkers will come in around Cool Vibe stairs. We'll find the last kill with the F2. Team Secret will put up a 2nd round on the board.
Well, that was a case of Empire have a lot of top control. Let's forget about that and storm the Gulag.
Yep.
And it works out for Secret narrowly. That planting out there from Karajika from up above was pretty creative, and it almost garnered them a pretty miraculous comeback round, but his support member had fallen. Unfortunate for him, as it was looking like the makings of a beautiful comeback round for Empire and a retake of the entire objective. But they still stand at 6-2. They've still guaranteed themselves a point. At this point, they're still going to be undefeated. Empire, they're just looking to close this thing out in a timely fashion. Secret, however, looking to try and survive and at least get the 1 point that is remaining on the table in this matchup, and it's going to again require that 5-1 and then 6-1 comeback. Tough road, but at least they get 1 to start the ball rolling.
Now we'll see if it even gets to that level, right? There's a lot of a big uphill battle here for Team Secret, but 2 rounds that are able to put up on the board, not too shabby. All they'll get out of it, if they do end up bringing it back to 6-6, is just a singular point. It won't have a massive effect on Empire, but it will push Secret up, who kind of would love to have any point that is humanly attainable at this point in time. But Empire on the setup. We'll see how dedicated they are to the top floor, and they are fairly dedicated. There's Doc as well to support Joystick and his teammate Shockwave on the castle. And we can also obviously dock him up, make sure that at full HP, bring the fight to Team Secret. Maybe Secret will be able to bypass all of that again, but when it comes to this site, you really need to have control, because it is much more top-down than the bars. And I wonder if Shockwave still has impact grenades to use in this situation. He still has 1 more. Yep.
Be a bit of a surprise factor.
Are there any kill holes that are set up in VIP and bedroom? Nothing from below, no. Huh, odd. It is a bit odd. There's not much of that set up. But that's the double reinforced wall that I was talking about. It really makes you much more flexible. And, you know, Empire are probably going to show that you can get things done with this, unlike what Secret were doing, putting a lot more reinforcements on the top floor. With that said, impact grenade used up here by Shockwave, his last one. Siler taking a bit of damage, but Evil Eye immediately taken away by the Zofia. Leon wasting no time. But so is the case for Joystick. He'll find Meepy, and that's the Habana. Your only heart breach taken away. Leon as well, shot down, not the 3rd. Funkers still alive, and he'll find 1. Shepard taken away in the 3v3. Secret are just on the site. It has been completely evac'd, and they're actually not sure of what just happened. Joystick will have to rotate back. He'll find one kill for free, basically. Sizzy's been taken away, EMP thrown in. That'll deny the plant, just for now. They're going to use him as a mobile retreating point. Secret is so focused. Fonkers will find one. Joystick taken away, 2v2, as the castle will rotate down. They have a spot on the one player in the backup bathroom. Shockwave will move up closer. The feet spotted. Damage done to Fonkers, but not enough to clean him out just yet. Shockwave close to the site. He'll find the kill. Fonkers taken away. Last player spotted as well. It's LMs versus Katajeka. He'll flick around. Damage done to the IQ. Revolver in hand. And can he win it out? More damage done to the IQ, but no, it's LMs to win it out. And Secret to put a third round on the board. And again, Robert, they're getting way too close for comfort.
Another situation of Secret droning at the site. It's Fonkers again with that Twitch drone. He actually he picked up enough intel with the Twitch drone that he felt comfortable zapping the Maestro with the drone and then just leaving it there to die. He just left it in the middle of the doorway and said, yeah, screw it. I'm done with this. And then following that zap, and I think it was Shockwave on the Maestro shooting the Twitch drone. You then saw Leon and Fonkers both push into the main lobby through that Lamborghini doorway. At that point, it was just an overrun of the objective. The trades come out, but the retake there from Empire, Joystick, almost single-handedly getting that himself, honestly. It was a great run-out from the big window upstairs, and then that rotation over to kitchen window. Nobody from, and I'll give Team Secret the credit they deserve for this one, no one overreacting and going all the way into kitchen for the flank from the dock. Arzeka was flanking on dock over by Blue Bar when Joystick was going for his run to the kitchen window. If someone from Team Secret had actually stretched out and tried to get the free kill onto Joystick when he vaults back in the window, they actually would have been decapitated from behind, and it would have been a 1v3 for LMs carrying the diffuser inside the service doorway. So credit where credit's due on that one to play it safe. Fonker staying inside of the bathroom stall, collects the kill, just peeking out the corner.
And that's the thing, you know, the IQ kind of just stopped planting at that point, like, okay, let's just make sure we know what's going on. We know one player's outside. Let's set up for the retake. We put ourselves in a better position. We plant behind the reinforcement. We know that nobody can really deal with the IQ in that situation. And then once that's done, player dead in the kitchen allows the IQ to take control of it. Unfortunate there that it came down to that 1v1 for Empire, but Secret had control of it the whole time, and this is a place where Alems obviously has a ton of experience as a professional player. Fonkers not as much, that's for sure, and even with that, he's able to keep his cool. There's a reason why he's been doing so much work on Secret. And I think this is a very welcome change on the team. I really want to highlight how efficient and how instrumental Fonkers has been so far. And I'm glad to have more of this fresh blood into Pro League injected every single half season, basically, just so we can see the talent that's being grown up in Challenger League, and in this case also in UK Premiership. It's actually pretty amazing that almost 4 years down the road, 10 seasons in almost, we still have this sort of variability.
VIP wall get blown open by Meepy, and very simple peek holes being made. And actually, one of the sets got destroyed. Not really sure what that was by. He did have a second pair deployed. Oh no, it was just one wall. I'm an idiot.
Don't be too harsh on yourself.
Shockwave also looking down through the drone hole. The smart play there from Meepy to play reserved and play deeper behind that couch, not expose himself and try and peek the door when he knows that drone hole and that all with that rate of fire. Honestly, all it would take is a few exposed seconds of ankles, and it might all come crashing down on him for anyone who tries to peek through that doorway. Stizzy as well over by Theater is awaiting any flanks coming out from possibly Joystick or anyone else who tries to leave the objective and return back. It's a 5v5 though, and you still have a lot of utility on the side of the Team Empire. First Team Secret at this point, you want to be baiting this out, and there's two of them lining up on the balcony outside of the aquarium, but rushing straight through again. Fonkers on the solo play. Scyther though will be quick to shut it down this time. Shockwave blazing in with that. Aldo will take down Leon. And here comes the flank from Joyce, but not enough people left alive to cover this. Cut down from behind with no purview. Lems and Stizzy both fall. It's all Meepy alone. Barry 9 in hand, and he won't land a shot. Shockwave with the Bailiff will close it out. And that is Empire continuing their undefeated streak, collecting another win into the column. Will extend their already massive chasm of points lead in the standings and remain first in EU and first in the world for number of points in the regular season.
Yeah, overall, Team Empire specifically here are 1 win away from guaranteeing their spot. There's going to be almost no way for anyone to catch up to them. It's pretty impressive. The thing is, this was G2 going into Rio.
But what are they at now, 25?
Let me check.
Pretty sure they were just at 22 and Lestream was at 17.
They were already at 25. They're at 28 points.
Holy, we're already at 25?
Yes.
Oh my god.
8 wins.
Yeah, 8.
8 times 3.
Whew. So they're at 28 now?
Yeah.
I mean, that's almost enough to clinch, especially with how deep the EU games have been going.
They're pretty much 11 points away from Lustream, and even if Lustream win today, I mean, imagine we're Playday 10. That's why it hasn't been confirmed. So when we get to Playday 11, they win Playday 11. That's it. There's no way for anyone to catch up with them at that point.
So you'd have to have them fall to 3rd place.
Yeah.
Which means you would need 2 teams to surpass them. Lestream can still mathematically do it.
There's a 15-point difference between G2 and Empire. And first
But there's only 5 play days left, including today's.
Yeah.
So for G2, they only have 5 games remaining. If there's 15 points, they win all 3. That's only 15. So who has the tiebreak between G2 and Empire is the question.
It's a tie.
It's a dead tie?
Let me check what happened earlier on in the season. That's a pretty good point. In the meantime, G2 and Empire are currently at a 6-6. They haven't played their second game. So there would be a tiebreak. And that tiebreak would be on week 12.
So Empire have not mathematically clinched yet. So, because if G2 wins that game, which they have to get the points, they would hold the tiebreak and Empire could still fall to 3rd.
Which is why Empire have to win next week, and in that case, 100% they go.
Then it's over.
Interview time, ladies and gentlemen. Let's bring this up. Привет, Joystick. Kakula, how are you?
We are fine, absolutely fine.
Oh, you're more than fine. That's 28 points on the board. That's better than G2 last season. That's
not bad, not bad.
Not bad at all. I guess the way to say it is Minion Ravica. I like it. I like it. It's pretty good, I have to say. With that said, Team Secret, you know, you started off all in complete control. The first half on your attacking side was all yours. I want to highlight one specific change. You started off the game running only the IQ, no Ashe. Though later on, I guess a couple rounds in, around round 3 or 4, you brought out the Ashe to combo with the Zofia. What was the catalyst to kind of run that operator in that situation?
We need to destroy the walls, we need to destroy the cameras, and that's why we picked Zofia and Ashe, but I'm playing on AQ because no ACOG, no fun. So.
I mean, we saw that there was the ACOG now played with the G36. Actually, just because we're on the point, what do you think about the G36 ACOG? Have you had the time to experiment with it or not?
Yeah, we have, but I just don't like the gun, and I want to practice to play another operator, so that's why.
It's not bad at all. I think today we've seen the damage earlier on. We were calling it Joystick versus Team Secret. It's not too shabby. You know, there was a point where Secret played Twitch quite a bit, and Fonkers did quite a bit of work. I think something that we weren't even expecting because he's such a new player overall in Pro League and to the roster. Do you think the Twitch was brought out specifically for the utility to deal with something of the setup that you were doing, or was it mostly for the weapon from your perspective as well? Because we just can't ask Fonkers in this situation.
I think he picked it because we have so many, again, Valkyrie cameras, Master cameras, so he need to destroy it and he need to find someone without any sound. He can hide, and that's all.
Well, you're 1 win away from making it to Milan. You were runners-up the last season. G2 are very far away from you, and Le Stream can very much shut them down. Let's say in the possibility that you next week play Pentasports and you get the win, you go to Milan. Do you think that Empire winning Pro League this time is a real distinct possibility?
I hope that we can. We will do everything for this win. It's very important for us because, yeah, it's Pro League finals. It's very important.
I mean, last year when you were in Milan in October, you ended up winning the Euro Cup, right? That was the first tournament that you won outside of Russia. So maybe that'll be the return to form, the Milan, and we'll call it the cradle of Empire at that point. With that said, Joystick, anything you'd like to say to your many, many fans out there?
Again, thank you guys, everybody. Thank you. You are very good guys who cheering for Empire, and good luck to another teams today.
Okay.
That's all.
Well, thank you very much, Joystick. Again, congratulations on your victory.
Thanks.
Next week, we'll see you playing against Pentasports. That's going to be a pretty darn sweet game. Congratulations again on your win versus Team Empire on Coastline. Good night, and до свидания.
Bye-bye. Пока.